You are now listening to the Bodds podcast with your hosts, the Odds Fellow, Punisher Picks, LockBets.net, and your announcer, Guns Picks. So time to strap in, dads. It's time to join the father figures in the Dad Bodds podcast. Welcome, everybody, to the Dad Bodds podcast, episode number 72, the Super Bowl recap edition. I am Guns Picks, one of the dads. We have two of the dads coming, maybe one joining us live from a special location, I'm hearing.
Just texted him.
Yeah, I'm going to text him in a minute, but I'm sitting here fresh from Florida, freshly tanned. I thought he was going to wear a Hawaiian shirt, looking relaxed and chill. But we're not seeing it here. Punisher Picks. What's going on, my friend?
What's up, dude? Yeah, we landed about 2 hours ago, maybe 2.5 hours ago, and 85 in Florida. The hottest day we were there, we left, and 25 here in Tulsa. So
it's 25. And
yeah,
it actually, we had a cold spurt here in Maryland, and now, like, I got out of my car today, and it was 65. Like when I left work, and that was like at 5 o'clock. So
I know, isn't it? Like there's like a hot, you guys are getting some hot weather up there.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a warm front, and I'm assuming that this cold ass, like I'll have to heat up my car type of deal will hit some point.
You deserve
maybe
it.
After this week.
You deserve it. You deserve it. So I was gone for the Super Bowl, and I missed the first half. We were flying. So tell me what I missed. It sounds like the first half was a little bit of a dud.
It was a little bit of a dud, but before we get into the Super Bowl, we did introduce a new sponsor here.
Oh,
and
I forgot. Yes.
I think we should probably start doing our ad reads properly. So, ladies and gentlemen, our new sponsor. This podcast is sponsored by Viva Tequila Seltzers. That's right. Our new sponsor, Viva Tequila Seltzers. Viva Tequila Seltzers is a refreshing and drinkable hard seltzer with 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with the active lifestyle in mind. Viva flavored their tequila seltzers because flavor is the spice of life, and they like their drinks with a little bit of a kick, just as they like to live their lives. Viva flavors pair perfectly with other artisan Blanco tequilas for our sub-style and refreshing drinks. Their belief is to live long, live well, and live it up. Hashtag Viva Up. Viva Tequila Seltzers.
Yes, finally. We've been sitting on this for a couple weeks now and hoping to unveil it, waiting for the product. Yeah, I know you are our hub for the product. So tell us how does the Viva taste?
So the drinks came in. They had a little bit of a mail faux pas, which wasn't their fault. It was the carrier's fault. But I got the drinks here. I did introduce them during the Super Bowl, and we kind of went impromptu live to give a few picks. But I am trying the elderberry tonight. And I got to tell you, the tequila with the seltzer, I mean, I give it a, if we're doing a rating or a taste test, I give it like an 8.5 out of 10. It's really good.
I know. I can't wait to try it. I know you're going to send us some.
Yep.
So
yep, I'm sending them
the rest of the crew. We'll try. Hopefully, all four of us can get on here and crack one and say hi to the seltzer, the Viva's folks, because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Thank you, Viva Tequila, for sponsoring the Dad Boss podcast. But let's get into a little bit of Super Bowl
back to the
talk.
Super Bowl. Tell me what I missed. I didn't get to see really much of the first half at all.
So the first half is kind of interesting to me. So I'm looking at it from just a betting perspective. So if you had the first half of the side, I think that was
which I did. Yeah, I had -3.
And if you had the total, it also affected the total. So you have the Rams that score a touchdown. And then all of a sudden going for a PAT. The snapper has a moment. They didn't get the snap right. No kick, by the way. So you try to run it out, try to go for 2. It was a botched PAT. Now
so that's how I lost that -3.
So if you had the over 23.5, you lost. If you had the Rams -3 or even -3.5, I don't even know if it went up to -3.5, but if you had Rams -3, you got the push. You should have had it because of the PAT, because that would have put you at -4, and the over should have hit at 24. And there was also that thing at the end where, Cincinnati was driving and they just couldn't do anything. So that kind of killed the total as well. But from a prop standpoint, this is kind of interesting. So from hearing that play out, what do you think the call, if you were putting it onto NFL.com, do you think it's a missed PAT?
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you. Does it count as a missed extra point even though he didn't attempt it?
By rule,
I think it's just a turnover on downs or something, right?
No, because it's a PAT.
But it's a PAT. I don't know. What is it?
So it's because a kick was not attempted.
Right.
The foot did not hit the ball. It's considered a failed 2-point conversion. So if you know anything about Super Bowls, attempting a 2-point conversion never happens. So because of that, a 2-point conversion was attempted. A 2-point conversion failed. So I think if you had that play, you had it on the plus. You had to have. I don't even know what the line was on that one. But
yeah, if you had, will there be an attempt? Like, will there be a
2-point conversion attempt? I guarantee that was plus.
Or will there be a missed extra point? And you say like no, then you're winning, right?
All
because
right. Yeah, but correct. And then also, if you had missed PAT, you're pissed because that was technically a missed PAT. But I want to stop. I want to. Oh shoot! I was just trying. I'm sorry. I was looking at some.
He's trying to get in,
here.
I think, isn't he?
Yep, I think he is. So we have to hit a Dad Bodds exclusive.
Coming to you live from the Dad Bodds Studios. This is a Dad Bodds exclusive.
Coming to you live from the Barclays Center.
Whoa.
We have fellow Brooklyn Nets fan, the Odds fellow, has joined us.
Are you in the locker room?
What's going on?
Are you in the locker room?
We're in the hallways. I'm in the locker room. This is a live exclusive with Allie Love, the head of the Barclays Center. What are you doing?
Has Ben Simmons made a shot in warm-ups yet?
Look, I was just coming on here real quick to tell you the second half is about to start. Grab the Nets in the third quarter, -1.5, -115. They had a shit second quarter, a lot of lapses on defense. When this team puts the best guys out there, they are better, top to bottom, deeper than this Washington Wizards squad. Third quarter, I'm going to go enjoy the game. Maybe I'll jump back in with some live watches, but I know you guys have plenty of college basketball to go. So that's it. That's all I got.
Have fun.
Bang. There we go. An exclusive. You have the Brooklyn Nets.
Wow.
Money. I guess he said money line, third quarter?
No, third quarter -1.5.
-1.5 third quarter. So jump on it right now if you're listening.
He just posted that in our chat as well for the boys.
He's not only got eyeballs on the game because he's watching on TV, he is actually at the game, smelling the stinky sweat of the players and probably the people that he's sitting in front of as well. So that's what you get.
I'm putting this bet in right now, by the way. So, okay. So the first half kind of sucked.
I thought that was an interesting take.
That was an interesting
one play. And I remember watching it on TV and I was going, that is important. I just said that was important in my head. I was like, for whether it be full game, that's going to affect something. And that affected a whole lot more than I thought when I actually, sat back and looked at everything again. But that was an interesting take. Is there anything that you played on? I wrote down a couple of props that I played that I had some bad beats on. I had an overall good day. I went 14-6 in the NFL playoffs on my video plays.
Yeah,
and then I gave out 5 plays to people who retweeted my link to my video, and those went 5 for 5. So it was like an overall perfect Super Bowl for me.
So let me pull up my props because I think I was profitable, but once again, I just posted them for everybody. So I think the bad beat I got was OBJ getting hurt. So I had him over receiving yards.
I wrote that one down too, and I said, but it's predicated on if you had him first touchdown plus 800. I think that was kind of hand in hand, but that prop was gonna be maybe by first half it would have gone over.
Well, what about Cooper Kupp? I had over 107.5 receiving yards, and he didn't hit that, but he won MVP. So
yeah. That was one of those props that I thought, I think everybody and their uncle is going to jump on anything Cooper Kupp, and I just thought, I just felt
I thought once OBJ went out, Kupp would definitely get that.
And I thought the same thing about Jamar Chase. I was not going to take Jamar Chase. I was going to take everybody but Jamar Chase. And actually, I took T. Higgins on the overall receptions.
Jamar went over.
One play. One play where he ripped Ramsey's head off to get that catch, and that was it. If I didn't have
the easiest prop to me, we talked about this on your show, was the Evan McPherson total points over 7.5.
Correct. Yes.
It seemed too easy, and it was. And then his field goals made over 1.5 was another one that was nice. But yeah, I just took a bunch of random ones, and I took a bunch of yours, and ended up being a profitable Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hit side total and 3-2 on the props on the video, and then I gave an extra 5 on top of that, plus whatever I gave on the live feed. I don't even know what I gave there, but it was I think most of those hit as well. But it was like everything that I said on the Super Bowl podcast, it all played out exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a close game. I didn't know who was going to win. It was either going to be a 3-point game on one side or the other. Ended up being that way. And yeah, I was happy looking at my account the next day and going, well, I got some money to burn on college basketball. That's kind of where I stood with it.
Yeah, you had a really big day. I was on here saying that it might be a blowout. Remember that?
Yes.
The Rams might blow them out, but obviously that didn't happen. But the Bengals were just so much better than I thought they were. They're just, I don't know if it's Burrow. I don't know if it's just naivety, but they were just.
They just got hot at the right time.
I guess they did.
I think if you actually look back at like the Kansas City game, the AFC Championship, 2 or 3 plays could have made that a Kansas City win by 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The one at the end of the half, them near the goal line, and Mahomes missing Kelsey wide open. Instead, he ran around, fumbled the ball, backed himself up, and they had to kick a field goal to tie. It was just a couple plays here and there. I think they just got lucky, got the ball bounced towards the Bengals so many times that I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, Burrow's going to run it back and he's going to be there again. I'm like, that team, from a statistical standpoint.
Well, that's what it's a little, it's a little scary to think that your window is so small to win the championship. And once you get there, you think you're going to get back. Most of the time you don't. I mean, you have to have a top level quarterback, which Burrow can be, but I mean, he's had one good season, right?
Correct.
So it's not like he's Mahomes.
This is his first full season. We've only seen a season and a half of Burrow.
Which on the other side, you could say he's just going to get better. But
correct.
It's hard. I hope he just doesn't get too overhyped and too, I don't know, just too overblown. And sometimes that can hurt a young guy. So I hope he stays centered and focused. And
I think it's important to always keep
improving.
I mean, you look at the great quarterbacks, they're working for the next season, even after the season's over. There's no rest for them. But I think if you try to think that you can get away with the stuff that you got away with from the seasons past, you're going to find yourself failing because defensive coordinators, once they got film on you, they're going to study you. They're going to find out what your weaknesses are, and they're going to expose you. I don't think they've really found out what Burrow's weakness is. They may pick pieces here and there, but I think with the weapons that he has, he's a baller, no doubt. But I've seen guys like him, and I see it with Pat Mahomes right now. I see regression. I see a defensive smart defenses understanding what he does well, right, and and taking that away from him, and then watching him right, throw the ball away, get sacked. So that's what makes it remarkable of guys like Rodgers, Breeze, Brady. Those guys continue to get better and better and better because they just don't stop. They're always studying. They're always trying to get better. So, and that's another thing that I want to bring up too. With the 8, and I'm talking about Matt Stafford, I'm talking about Tom Brady. You move to another team, and then 1 year turnaround, you're at a Super Bowl. You're winning a Super Bowl. I wondered if the evolution of the NFL is going to be just a bunch of quarterbacks hopping from team to team to team, almost like the NBA.
I thought about this too. It's kind of like the transfer portal in college football a little bit, where
right,
I don't really like my team. Now it's a different because you're under contract, and I don't know how that works in the NFL with leaving. I think you can probably force your way out or get dropped. I don't know how the money works, but
right,
it does seem that way, and it seems like Brady, because Brady's kind of leaving the door open too, isn't he? Or is that everybody trying to leave the door open?
If he says he retired and he makes an official statement about it, and if he says something in an interview, I think of course he's going to leave the door open because he doesn't know how he's going to feel. I don't think he's going to play next year, but I don't know how he's going to feel sitting around the house.
It makes sense for him to try to go to San Francisco for one more ring, but
where's Aaron?
Kind of thing.
That's another thing is you have Russell Wilson, you have Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy G's probably going to move around or something. So there's and who knows what's going on with Kyler Murray. I think he's posturing for a bigger contract, to be honest with you. But that's
I think that is just. This is going to make me sound like a dad, but I think that is his millennial way of doing things.
Is it millennial or I don't even know? It's the next generation, is it? I don't know if he's a millennial. I don't know what it is anymore. I can't keep track of him anymore. I'm
the generation that's younger than us.
That's correct. Okay. I think I'm a millennial technically by age.
You just wouldn't. I don't know. I just don't think you'd see. I don't know, Brady or somebody of a different stature,
right?
Unfollow doing that, like the kind of crap that KD does on. It's just I don't know. It just seems seems kind of juvenile to me.
Right.
It just doesn't show much maturity when you do that.
But it may be the new way to kind of snub your team instead of just doing it in an interview face to face. It's very passive aggressive. Yeah. I agree. I think if you're going to handle
me a lot about him. And it kind of all it does is reinstate what they've said about him.
Right.
They don't think he's serious, blah, blah, blah.
And he may not be.
And he may not be. You're right. He may not be. I think he's a great player, and I think he has. I think he can win a lot of games. I don't think he's going to win a Super Bowl, but I think I think he can win a lot of games.
I think DeAndre Hopkins is more valuable to that team than Kyler.
So where do you think all these quarterbacks end up, real quick? Have you thought about it?
It's tough to tell. I think what's going to happen is everybody thinks when the doors are kicked down in March that all of a sudden you're going to see a bunch of free agents going left and right. I was like, the free agents, yes, you're going to see a lot of signings there done before the actual season begins. But I think when it comes to the quarterbacks, you're not going to really see decisions made until closer to preseason. And quite frankly, Aaron Rodgers, his MO is he'll wait till the season starts before he makes.
Well, his
what I mean?
His MVP speech. I don't know if you want to take that as like he kind of like the first time I've ever really heard him say like thank you to LaFleur. Kind of. not being arrogant, kind of being more real and just kind of telling it like it is.
Is his beef with LaFleur or is his beef with the ownership? I don't know.
I mean, the ownership is all the fans, so I don't mean.
That's I mean,
So
that's true. I guess it's true. I mean, the GM, I should say. I don't even know.
Right.
I mean, there's got to be a majority shareholder in that.
I don't know. Team. I don't. Oh, there. Yeah, of course there is.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But I think he's going to stay.
I don't know the answer. I couldn't give you the answer to that. If I think what the new age of the NFL is, you're going to see quarterbacks going left and right. And quite frankly, listen, the Colts job is open right now, and I think the Colts are a great team.
Which is a great job. Like that is a perfect job for. I mean, technically, Aaron Rodgers would be great there, but I mean, hell,
I think Russell Wilson would absolutely destroy there. That would be a perfect landing spot for him.
I think Russell Wilson needs to go to Dallas, but I'm just a Dallas fan.
But
get rid of Dak.
Listen, they're not leaving the Dax train. I don't see that happening. But who knows? I really don't know what People are getting itchy to get to a Super Bowl.
You can't win with that guy. You just can't.
Especially when you got if you talk about the Dallas Cowboys, that team is equipped to get to a Super Bowl, but you're missing pieces.
Well, they haven't won a freaking playoff game in what is it, 20 years or something?
Yeah, well, I mean, you played a good 49ers team that was very.
No, yeah. I mean, they were a good team. They
have an awful offense. They have
everybody. The problem with Dallas, and this is the problem with Dallas and the media, is anytime they're good, they get pumped up to the max. That's all anybody talks about on First Take. And
America's team.
That dumbass Skip Bayless show.
They are the Notre Dame of the NFL. It's fair to say, right?
Yeah,
that's fair to say. It's like
they are.
Look, when that team's good, everybody bets them.
Right.
It's like because there's so many degenerate fans that.
Yeah, the sport is better when the Cowboys are good, Notre Dame's good, the Yankees are good.
Mm-hmm.
The dog. You want the big name. Everybody wants those teams to be good because it helps every other team.
Correct.
So, but anyway, I'm hoping to get rid of Dak, and he might not be the problem, but he just doesn't seem to be wanting to win any big games. So yeah.
All right, so let's talk. I want to just briefly talk. I wrote down a couple of teams that I liked. I looked at the futures of 2023 NFL Super Bowl winners.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So those are out.
All right.
And depending on what book you go to, you'll get different numbers. Because a couple of them, like for example, I saw an 18-1 on this one team. I saw 22-1. I saw 25-1, depending on what book you get at. It is early, but I think the best approach, if you just want to put a little bit of money on something now, you pick a team that has at least a somewhat of a foundation together that when week one starts, these guys are going to be there. Okay. That's kind of like my philosophy with it. I know the quarterback situation with and it's funny because you have Green Bay that's still high up on the chart. I'll actually pull up the futures here. Right there. Okay.
Yeah. So you have Green Bay that's high up, but you don't know about Rodgers.
So you have the favorites right now are Kansas City, Buffalo, Rams. The Cowboys are fourth, 13-1.
You're just throwing your money away.
I don't know what that's kind of surprising to me. Cincinnati's 14-1. I thought that was kind of surprising, but I understand it in a way because they just got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Green Bay 15-1. That surprises me because are you saying that Aaron Rodgers is staying?
Well, because I bet with Aaron Rodgers they're 8-1, right? 9-1.
Maybe
Once
they middled it.
I think if you think Aaron Rodgers is coming back, you bet Green Bay. Because the NFC just got weaker with Brady gone.
That's not a bet. Yeah, if you think that Aaron Rodgers is going to come back, you buy in on the Packers.
Right.
That I get. And then you have San Francisco, and then the pick that I like. And I actually saw it at what I'm reading right now is 18-1, but I saw it at 21. 21-1.
Let me guess.
Okay, you guess.
All right. It wouldn't be New England. That's way too much of a homer.
I have four picks, and some are long. One's like a legitimate long shot.
Tennessee, Indy.
No,
because you would.
Yeah,
they don't have a
quarterback question mark. I don't.
So the Patriots.
No, I mean Patriots are around that number. They're like 22-1.
Right, let me think then. What do you think? Chargers.
That's right, Chargers.
Yeah,
I like that. I like their look. They got the quarterback. They got the weapons.
They fit.
They got the running back.
They fit the Cincinnati.
Exactly. It's the Cincinnati mold. They can't stop the run. They're decent pass rush. They can hold teams as far as the passing game concerned, which ends up being very important in a playoff situation.
Good offensive weapons.
Yes. If they can figure out how to fix their rush defense, everything else will fall into place.
And close out games. If they can figure out how to close out games.
They played, and that's another thing too.
That's been their issue for forever.
But this year especially.
Because it's different players. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But it's just kind of the Chargers. They're always playing from behind and barely lose at the end or give something up at the end. But I like that Chargers play. What are they? They're 20-1.
I saw it 21-1 is what I saw it at, but it depends on what book you go to.
All right, so you like the Chargers. That was one of them. You have 3 others that you like?
Yes. And they're the other. These are long shots. The Chargers is my favorite one.
Are you going like Vikings?
No. I don't trust Kirk Cousins.
I know, but if Aaron Rodgers is out, they're going to win that. They're going to win that division if he doesn't show up.
It doesn't matter. I mean, okay, if they win the division, they still have to go against.
I know, but at least you have a chance. At least
Dallas,
you're getting to the playoffs.
Rams are still there.
That's part of it. You got to get in the dance to win it.
Fair enough. Their defense has dropped.
Okay,
so
San Francisco wasn't one of them. You already went past them, although they're probably a trendy play.
San Francisco will be a trendy play, yes. And I understand it. I think a lot of those guys.
You wouldn't be on the Ravens, would you?
No, I thought about it, but I was like, nah. I
can't trust them. Can't trust them.
Because they're. I'm just assuming
nobody in the NFC East, right? You're not going to be like Eagles or something. Don't do that to me. Or commies.
Not this. I mean, okay, you guessed one of the picks.
Commies. Is it just because of the name?
You guessed 2 of the picks, actually. You guessed I have Eagles plus 45-1, and I have the Commanders 60-1. And I say this because I think there's going to be a quarterback change in Washington. And that is pretty much the piece that they need.
Okay, so who do you think's going to go there?
The problem is you look
like Wentz or somebody?
Are they going to go for a veteran? Are they going to go for the draft? That's the question. Because I think the quarterbacks are going to drop lower than usual. Can they get low enough to get Pickett? Because I think that's the best quarterback on the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or Willis.
I mean, the problem with Willis is
he just on fire right now because of
he's played lower competition
because of how well he did at the Senior Bowl and all that.
Danny Dimes had an immaculate Senior Bowl.
I've had a great Senior Bowl throwing balls into a freaking bucket.
Right. At least they allow tackles.
I wouldn't, but I might.
And I purely say this because it's Washington's not far removed from the playoffs. They're sitting 60-1, which is very low. I mean, there's only another 8 teams that are lower than that. I think they're undervalued. They have a great defense. Their reason for where they're sitting right now is because they had to deal with so many injuries on the defensive line, especially their best player.
Yeah, I just don't think they have. I don't think they can. I think if you think the Redskins can do it, the Commanders can do it, then you should also think Minnesota can do it. There's no difference between
fair. Fair, but I think there's the difference is I'm thinking they can get a better quarter, like whether it be free agency or in the draft, they're going to get a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins.
They might be able to. You're right. I mean, none of those teams are winning, but it'll at least be a fun bet that you can hedge later.
I'm not talking about betting thousands of dollars here. I'm talking about putting a couple shekels here and there if you want to have some fun.
Couple pesos.
Imagine sitting in January.
I know.
With a Commander's ticket.
Well, Lockbets had the Bengals ticket that he did not, that he cashed out of. Luckily, I guess he made the right decision.
Right.
But he could have been sitting pretty. You know how nervous he would have been. I don't think I even want to know. I don't want to think about it because I get too nervous.
But think about having a Bengals ticket week 1. If I told you, pretend this is last year. If I told you I had I like the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl and win it, you'd be like, they won 4 games the year before. There's no way. That's the thinking.
What the Bengals did shows you that it can happen because everybody going into the season was not on Cincinnati in that division. Everybody was touting the Browns.
People shit on the NFL a lot, but the one thing that the NFL is good at is you don't know who's going to be in the Super Bowl year to year.
No,
it's so hard to get there. Different team and I know the Patriots got there a lot, but that just tells you something that how great that franchise is.
It takes something special. It takes something special.
It takes and luck.
It takes a special player, and for Brady to do it in 3 different, obviously, eras of NFL football is crazy. Because all the great players, like you mentioned, Aaron Rodgers won Super Bowl. That's Drew Brees. It's Luda Drew Brees. So.
And you said the Eagles, right? So I had the Eagles 45 to 1. I thought there was value there, and it's predicated on
Dolphins.
No, I can't take the Dolphins. I mean, unless Aaron Rodgers goes to Miami. I mean, their defense is good. Their offense is so suspect. I don't even think they have weapons there. So
where's Watson going to go?
Well.
Is he going to be allowed to go anywhere?
Depends on his court case. Everybody's talking.
That's all still kind of pending.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more pick.
Go ahead.
And this is probably the one I dislike the most. I gave you some shit too. This one is just because I know who the quarterback is. No, I mean the Houston's like 1,000,000 to 1.
Okay, so you know who the quarterback is. All right.
Yes, you know who the defense is. You know who the players that are on the team. Right? I mean, they have a good foundation.
Are you going Cleveland?
Ding ding. Plus
this
33 to 1.
Yeah, they have the team.
Can we get?
I just don't think Baker. I think it's. Baker. I just
in the right headspace.
No.
He's like a Kyler Murray. I don't know his maturity level. I don't know if his
those OU guys are just so immature.
It's true. I forget they're both OU. Oh, that's so funny. But they have a great running back. They have a great offensive line. Their defense is underrated.
I know. It's great so good. They have a running game, a defense. I think they're missing coaching.
Okay.
And a quarterback. I think yes. Baker is good for all that he is. He's good, but he's just not.
But people forget Baker
can't stay healthy. His shoulder's always messed up. He's taking too many hits.
The Browns were actually, if it wasn't for injuries, the Browns could have got to the AFC Championship 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And
they almost beat who did they almost beat? Tennessee or Kansas City?
It was Kansas City.
Kansas City at Kansas City.
Yes. And that game was so crazy. They knocked out Pat Mahomes.
Yep.
Backup came in.
I
scored a touchdown. So that they're experienced in being further into the playoffs. You just got to get them on the right Page, at the end of the season, and you're right, that takes a coach to keep them mentally focused.
And the only thing, and the last thing I'll say about this is that division with Cincinnati good, it's become a monster.
That division is
because it's even without without Big Ben, the Steelers will figure it out. They're great defensively.
The defenses that are in that league right now.
Oh my God, and we like to crap on the Ravens, but they're still the Ravens. I mean,
the Ravens have been the Ravens for 15 years. It's like
the well-run organizations in that division. Ravens and Steelers are the two worst teams now, and so that creates a strong division. When you have, just got a text. The odds fellow third quarter bet just won. I
tried to look at my book. I didn't.
He goes announce that shit.
Yeah.
Third quarter winner. Third quarter winner.
Unbelievable. Hey, while we're at it, it's not. I got to play for 10. So let's get into the Dad Bodds Capper breakdown, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
It is time for the Dad Bodds Capper breakdown.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. The Dad Bodds Capper Breakdown sponsored by Viva Tequila Seltzers. Let's get into the picks. You want to start or you want me to start?
Go ahead. I have one, but I'm going to listen to you unless you want me to go first.
Yeah, I'll do an additional ad read at the end. Make sure I properly give our sponsor the read. But I want to do a 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time game. We're looking at DePaul -1.5 over Creighton. Now, I mean, lately, if you've been watching DePaul, which probably nobody's been watching unless you live in the area or just a straight up DePaul fan, what's wrong with you? They're playing good ball. They have wins over Xavier on the road, Georgetown at home, and just a short OT loss over Providence. Providence is an absolute electric team right now. They're playing hot ball right now, and plus a 2-point loss to Butler. So they usually are like mid to heavy dogs, but they keep the games close, especially lately. You got if you actually look at them from KenPom standpoint, DePaul is actually ranked a little bit higher on the offensive efficiency than Creighton. And they're actually relatively close as far as the defensive efficiency is concerned. And you have DePaul playing at home. DePaul's covered 4 out of the last 5 games. When you have Creighton is covered is 2-4-1 against the spread in their last 7. But those 2 covers came from Georgetown, and Georgetown is shit. So, and then you got the revenge spot for DePaul. They lost by 13 on the road to Creighton back in early January. So I like the spot for DePaul. You got a short line. They are favored, so that should tell you something there. So give me DePaul -1.5, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And I got another pick, but I'll pass it on to you.
Yes. So I released this to the fellas this morning for like 9:20 as I was doing my plays. And I am on the Sharks under 2.5. It was +105 when I posted it, but it's under 2.5 goals. At home versus the Canucks. The Sharks at home are just not a great scoring team. I mean, I think they're like 75% under their team totals at home. And then when the line's 2.5, they're like 79% of the time go under. So it's a trend with them at home. Canucks, it's going to depend on the Canucks if they give them very many power play opportunities if this stays under. I put it down for a half unit because my card was so big, but the data would tell me this should be a fully 1 unit play. But I had a heavy card today and a heavy chase play, so didn't want to kind of secure, keeping our bankrolls steady here in the GPO lock chat. But
you see my college basketball card today.
Yeah. I did. Well, dude, I put out 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I did 9 plays.
Oh my God.
How many did you do?
All right. You said
you did 10, right?
Yeah, I did 10. Yeah. I think it was like 10. And I had I'm
Sharks under 2.5 +105. I don't know the odds now. They could be better.
I got +100 on bookmaker.
Okay, so similar. So about even money. for that game, for them to stay under the 2.5 goals. It's no fun to bet unders, but every once in a while you have to. So
Yep, and I just put a unit myself on the game.
Let's do it.
So,
Let's
and I
do
like
it.
the plus on that one, even money. But
Yes, sir. You have one more?
I have one more, and actually, this is a Saturday play. I don't know what the line is, but I don't care. I don't care if Arkansas is favored. I don't care if they're a dog. I really hope they're a home dog, so I can sprinkle on the money line here. But I love Arkansas on Saturday versus Tennessee. Now, Tennessee, as you know, this week they're coming off a humongous win over Kentucky at home.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've actually watched Tennessee on the road, from my standpoint, they're just not a good road team. They play better at home on Rocky Top, Tennessee, on that orange ass floor. Arkansas is playing at home here. They've won 10 out of their last 11. Their only loss was on the road to Bama last Saturday. So they're going to be very highly motivated here. And if you actually look at the Ken Palm statistics in there, they're relatively even. I think there's a slight advantage on the Tennessee side, but the motivation factor is there for Arkansas. And I just think they're playing premier ball. This is a good program.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this is like a +2, +2.5 line, but I have a feeling that the bookmakers are going to make this a favor for the Arkansas Razorbacks. So whatever the line is, I don't care what it is. Just take it.
Let's jump on it early before it moves then. So just
correct.
Keep us posted.
So it'll be posted on Friday. So
okay.
I'll probably reiterate that I'm going to be playing this, and I'll put a clip up there. But I'll do Arkansas Razorbacks, whatever the line is, on Saturday. Give it to me all day long.
Let's go. All right.
So that is the Cappers Breakdown, sponsored by Viva Tequila Seltzers. Viva Tequila is a refreshing and drinkable hard seltzer. 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration as it was created with the active lifestyle in mind. Viva flavored their tequila seltzers because flavor is the spice of life, and they like their drinks with a little kick, just as they like to live their lives. Viva flavors perfectly with our artisanal Blanco tequila for our subtle and refreshing drinks. Their belief is live long, live well, and live it up. Viva up. Viva Tequila Seltzers. Bang. That's how you do it.
We did it. That's our show.
That's the show, folks. Thanks for joining us. Whether you watch now, wait, we got a comment. I want to make sure I get the people in the comments because I'm not going to take that one. That's a good one. I'll show you later. But that's going to be the show. Thanks for joining us. Whether you join us now or later, like, subscribe to the Dad Bodds YouTube channel, and feel free to comment on the videos too. I look at all the comments and I respond to them. So until next time, we have actually some special guests next week. We have Adam Trigger and CT Betts from the Hustle Podcast, and we're joining them together. And those boys together are electric, and they're going to be in the same spot. So I'm sure they're going to be fighting each other.
I'm excited. I haven't talked to Adam. I haven't talked to CT yet, but I talked to Adam. So
yeah, it's going to be a fun one. So until next time, good luck with your bets. And as always, let's keep Dad Bod dancing.